G'day everyone, Ben here from 30 Foot Drop. Look, a little while ago, the guys at Cross Family Adventures asked for some videos on how it is me and the family go on adventures. Look, I've got to admit we've been a little bit slack on the camping front lately. We had originally planned to go camping a little bit earlier in the year, but unfortunately due to illness and work and other bits and pieces, we didn't get around to it. But we are heading off soon. So I thought I'd run you guys through the setup that we're going to be using for this camping trip. If you've got any questions, please chuck them in the comments below. Always happy to help out and answer any questions about how we go camping. Also, if you can, please give us a like, subscribe, and all the rest of that good thing so we can spread the word about 30 Foot Drop and how quadriplegics like myself and other people with disability go camping. So the plan is that we will be heading down to a lovely place called Coal Mine Bay down in Walpole, Denmark area there in the south of Western Australia. Beautiful fishing according to the website and stuff, and it'll be in a caravan park, so we'll have power. So of course those things sort of influence the way that we're doing things. We're also heading down there for the 2 nights, so we'll be heading down early Friday morning and coming back on the Sunday. So all of those things sort of combine together with the factors to figure out what it is we're gonna take. So let's run you through it. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is our camper trailer that you can see in the background here. We're taking that with us on this trip, but we're not actually gonna be using the tent part of it. So the camper trailer itself is an adventure off-road camper. We've gotten a fair bit of use out of it over the last few years. But what we've found is that the tent part of it is actually really hard for Lauren to set up on her own. So what we've actually started doing is taking other things with us to sleep in instead. So let me take you around the camper trailer. Adventure off-road campers, from memory, are based in South Australia. They do a fairly good job of customising things. When we got this particular camper trailer, we had a 105 series Land Cruiser, and they actually made it so that the wheelbase and the tyres were the same sizes as what we had, so therefore the spares were interchangeable. Obviously now I've got Helga, the Mercedes Sprinter, as we like to call her, so the tyres aren't interchangeable anymore, but this is still quite a good camper trailer. We got the front end here. Standard, this comes with an area for a car fridge at the front here, along with a storage box. We actually got that removed and replaced with a platform here, and this platform is big enough that I can put my 4-wheel drive power chair on there if wanted. So depending on how long we're going for and where we're going to, we'll take it with us. It's a oh gosh, now I've got to remember what brand it is. It's a Magic Mobility X4 Extreme. Very useful and very fun chair to get around in. Hopefully we'll have some more video of that for you guys soon. But so this is the front end. Obviously we've got a gas bottle over there as well. Yeah, let's have a look at the sides. Alright, so on the right hand side of the trailer here, we have the storage area. It is huge. I'm trying to get back to get you guys a bit of perspective on it. But stored in there at the moment is an Oztent RV5, which we set up for me to sleep in. You'll also notice up there on the roof we have LED lights as well. And I can't flip it up at the moment because the Oztent's in the way. But underneath this wooden area here, we also have a 12-volt battery along with converters. That 12-volt battery we can either use the solar blanket to charge, or we can plug it into the car via an Anderson plug, or there is also a 240 volt inlet on the side where we can use either a generator or we can use the powered sites. So there's plenty of options there. One thing I do love about this storage area in particular is how well it's sealed. Look at these seals that are actually present here. And those seals, once this side bit here is flipped up and the top bit is brought down, it actually seals it beautifully. And it keeps so much dust out, actually keeping your gear quite good. So we tend to use blue plastic boxes to put our gear in here, and then have the Oztent RV5 there as well. So that's this side. And here we have the left-hand side, and the main reason why we're bringing the camper trailer with us down to Coal Mine Bay. This thing has a kitchen, and it's easy to set up. This particular table here swings up and in and around to sit on top there. We've got storage for pots and pans, for spices, for cutlery. There's also a sink underneath that blue box there. That blue box, we actually put all of our setup gear in there because that is the first box we ever used. So that's got all of our pegs and all the bits and pieces that we need to use straight away to set up the campsite. It also has on top here an awning, which at the moment is in the stowed position. We will show you, I'll take some video of it when it's set up when we get there. But it's beautiful. There's also LED lights in there as well as two 40-volt plugs. This thing can be really, really good. We do find though that we need to take, for longer trips, some floor matting to go down. Otherwise it just gets really, really dusty. This thing also has a water tank underneath, and that's the water level indicator there. The water tank itself is about 40 litres, so it's not a massive water tank. And if we go on long trips, we tend to take jerry cans full of water with us. Yeah, cooking. We tend to take the basics with us. So in this case, we're going to a place where there's some good fishing. So we'll take some basic spices and that that we can use to cook. So down here, we've got the solar blanket. These things are amazing for recharging batteries. This has been, well, I've tested it a few times now, charging up the battery here for the camper trailer, and really quite useful and easy to set up. Here we've got the beginnings of our packing pile. So what we've been doing is sorting out our camping gear into stuff that we definitely have to take, stuff that'd be nice to take, and stuff that we're not going to need. Because we're only going for 2 nights, we're taking fairly basic stuff with us. So some tips for campers out there. If, like me, you're missing quite a few muscle groups, you know, or you've got a smaller kid who's helping you, etc., what you'll see there is I've actually got a 10-litre water container. Now, we used to use a 20-litre water container, but what we found is that it was too heavy for us to be able to transport. So instead, if we're going on extended trips, we take multiple 10-litre containers because it's easier for us to move them around. Yeah, so we've got that. We also tend to pack everything into these blue boxes, and we chuck a label on top of each to tell us what's inside it, which can really help when it comes to figuring out where the hell you put that mozzie spray or where that lamp is and stuff like that. So those labels can get really, really handy. Also around here we've got all sorts of other things. As you can see, we've got the double kayak underneath there, which is going to be great. Logan is really, really excited about that. Double kayak and fishing gear, because the fishing down there is supposed to be beautiful. Hopefully they can catch some bream or something whilst we're down there to get a feed out of it. We've also got Lauren's swag here. So I tend to sleep inside the tent on a on my stretcher here, which is about the same height as my wheelchair, to make it easier to transfer onto. Lauren tends to sleep in a swag, and Logan sort of switches between either sleeping in my tent or sleeping with grandparents or anything like that. Over there we also have the ramps that we use to get my camper trailer up, and we've split our gear into a couple of piles. So this pile here is the stuff that we're definitely taking, and that pile over there is more of the nice to have pile. So these are things that we're looking at going, look, you know, it'd be really nice to be able to take that, but if not, it's not the end of the world. So, you know, we've got things like crab nets over there. We've got a small fishing esky that fits on the back of the kayak. We've got a shelving unit over there and a few other bits and pieces that it's not the end of the world if we don't take them. I suppose one of the biggest things about going camping as a quadriplegic or somebody with a major disability of some sort that makes camping hard is working out what you need to take and what is going to make the life easiest for those that you're going with. So, making sure that you're making it as easy as possible for those you go camping with. Because if it's hard for them to go camping, then you're hardly ever going to do it. So, that's why we've spent time sort of developing these sort of different rigs. And so this has been a quick look at what we're packing for a short 2-day adventure. We have shown you what we pack for a 1-day adventure before. And hopefully towards the beginning of next year, we'll show you what we take for a week-long adventure. But yeah, time to get back to packing, guys. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Catch you next time.